Welcome back to the Nerd Bros Podcast, episode 19.
What's up, chat? Exciting one tonight. We're gonna be doing news and rumors, like always, because we always do that. We have a pretty cool mystery segment. I'm actually really excited for the mystery segment. I came up with a fun little one. Kind of gotta think a little bit because it's not crazy involved like some of the stuff Evans made me do, but it's a little bit of brain work, right? Okay. And then at the end, stay tuned to the end because we're going to be talking about Stranger Things. Once again, we're going to be ranking the 4 seasons so far from best to worst. So stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. Well, before we get into everything, we're going to pray like we always do. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for this day, and thank you for this opportunity that we have to just have a podcast, Lord, and to talk and to enjoy things. We praise you for all the good things that you've blessed us with in this life, Jesus. I pray that you'll continue to guide us and strengthen us, help us to be more like you. I pray that this podcast tonight will just bring enjoyment to somebody's life. I pray that if anybody is going through a dark time, that you'll help them to see the light that you give, Jesus, and that you'll bring them closer to you. Help us to just be who you've called us to be. And I pray that your name is glorified in all things, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen, chat.
All right. So, as far as news and rumors go for this week, we have quite a bit of news and rumors. Not a ton of Star Wars,
It
but
happens. It happens.
there's a lot. There's a lot of DC. There's a lot of Marvel. There's a couple Stranger Things, which we've just started doing this past week because we enjoy the show. Obviously, you know our channels. We are Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. So that's the main theme. But Stranger Things and probably Harry Potter will be the exceptions we have for our podcast, unless there's something else that we really, really enjoy. So we're gonna start off.
I did
Yeah.
just think of something. Chat, Evan and I are a little sad. Before we started, we just watched John Cena's final match on Raw. So we're a little heartbroken. It was a great match. It was fun.
It was a cool last match.
Yep. Last match for Raw. Yep.
That is true. Yeah, like we started late because we were watching it.
Yeah.
But starting off, we're going to be in the DC universe. Brainiac is the confirmed villain for Man of Tomorrow. It's no longer a rumor. He's it. So we have the villain. But we also have some potential other castings for this movie as well. I read today that they are trying to cast somebody for a young female warrior in her late 20s to early 30s. So it sounds like Wonder Woman may be in this movie as well.
Ooh.
So
Interesting.
there's that. Pierce Brosnan said he might be coming back as Dr. Fate, which the last time that he was seen was in Black Adam. So I don't know if that's true or not. But regardless, with the villain being Brainiac, this movie seems massive because we're going to have Superman, Supergirl, we have the entire Justice Gang, we have Lobo, possibly Wonder Woman, and maybe even Dr. Fate in this movie.
Jeez. It
So,
almost feels like a, I don't want to say civil war just because in the terms of like that was a battle between two good teams, right? But in the sense of everybody was in a Captain America. You know what I mean?
right.
Gives
Like,
me that feel.
it's definitely going to feel like a connected universe because, like, they're probably all in the area. Like, think about how many characters are in New York City, but we don't see them ever show up in other films, like Spider-Man. That's a rights thing, but Spider-Man should have been in the Thunderbolts. It makes sense if he was, or like Daredevil and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. So,
Miles.
yeah, Miles, eventually, he'll be here. But, yeah, so I'm pretty excited that we finally have the villain for Man of Tomorrow. Last week, I believe, they started to rumor a possible different villain named Mongol. And I was like, I don't know, because they had that brain on the opening script. And man, that's another thing. People have been talking about like the scripts that James Gunn has written and that Matt Reeves has written, and how they put picture decals on the fronts of their scripts. They're very, very similar. Um, but yeah. So that was the first bit of DC news that we have. How are we wanting to do this tonight?
I mean, if you just want to take them, more than
Okay,
welcome.
that's cool.
And then I'll just give my give my thoughts. I mean, I'll take 8, of course, but
Yeah, for sure. Also, DC, we have Oscar Isaac is possibly joining the cast of the Batman Part 2.
that's interesting. Um, Obviously, we know about the whole his thing about Disney that came out last week. Um, what do you think he'd play in Batman? I'm kind of confused. Do you think he'll just be, I don't know, normal citizen, or do you think he's going to play any crazy characters?
I think he's going to be a villain if he's in it.
What villain?
That's a good question. Um,
Do we
because for the
think
longest time,
do we think he could play Scarecrow?
he could play it. He definitely could play it. And honestly, like before you said that, I had that thought pop in my head. I don't personally, I don't feel like he'll end up playing Scarecrow, even though it'd be really cool. Uh a character who we've heard for a long time being associated with this film has been Hush, which is like the Hush storylines. Hush is basically like a serial killer, but him and Bruce were like childhood friends growing up,
Mm.
and so like he knows his family well. I'm pretty sure he knows who he is. I don't know the exact story like very well, but I do know who he is. Um, I think he could pass as being like, him and Robert Pattinson had this huge backstory. I think regardless, he is going to be a big part in the film if he is involved because it's Oscar Isaac. He's a very big actor just to bring on. Um, but yeah, I think he's going to be a villain if they bring. I didn't know this until the other day too. They actually wanted to bring him in for the first movie, but it just didn't work out.
Really?
So that also makes me want to think villain because they kind of teased Arkham in the first movie, like we had the Joker. I honestly wonder if he would have been an inmate in Arkham Asylum. You know who
Mm.
I could actually see him play?
Hmm.
I could see him play Two Face.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Evan's cooking, chat.
He might be
He
Harvey
could
Dent.
play Two Face. I thought you were gonna say oh, Hugo Strange. I don't think that's no.
Honestly, I think the only guy who could play Hugo Strange is the dude from Gotham or Dave Batista.
Dave Batista.
Especially because Dave Batista lost all that weight, bro. He looks like Hugo Strange now.
Dang, that's interesting. That's interesting.
He's
Wait,
also one of the people. Yeah,
that's the surprise guy tonight?
you just can't see him because you can't see Drax. He stands so still that he's visible to the naked eye.
I always knew Batista wanted to be like Cena.
That's right. He proved it in was that Endgame or was it Infinity War? Infinity
That
War.
that was Infinity War.
Huh. But speaking of Batista, he was he was one of the people who was rumored to be uh Brainiac.
I did see that. I did see that.
Yeah. There were several people, I believe, that were rumored to be involved in that casting. These were the actors who tested to play him. So I believe Dave Batista was one of them. David Hyde Pierce, not familiar. I'm not. Then you have Wallace Shawn and Clayus Bang. Not really sure. The only one I really know is Wallace because I'm pretty sure he's voiced a lot of things. Yeah, I can't see that.
Oh,
Kind of. Yeah, he is the only one I recognize.
well,
And
and
Batista.
Batista, yeah.
But so could be crazy, but yeah, I could see Oscar Isaac definitely jumping over to DC just because of all the stuff going on with DC. I'm sorry, with Disney and Marvel.
Mm-hmm. And Star Wars, yeah.
That's true, which is going to kind of make the last bit of news and rumors that we have interesting to talk about.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about this before on the podcast when it was a rumor. Now it seems like it's 99% true. And that is the fact that Tobey Maguire is reportedly returning as Spider-Man in Avengers Doomsday.
That's interesting. That is my Spider-Man. I think nostalgia carries that for me. Man, the feelings that I got when we went and saw No Way Home were incredible. Um, like, dude, the emotion that happens when the entire theater's cheering because everybody knows what's coming. Man, it's so cool, dude. It was so cool, and I don't think it's gonna be as shocking, of course, because obviously we know this one. That one was just very much it's it's likely, but it's not 100%. This
Right.
one we know is coming, but I still think it's gonna be incredible.
It's being now this part's still a rumor, but it's rumored that he's going to be part of Loki's multiversal Avengers team, and that so he's going to be a part of. I don't know who's all going to be part of that team. I think Ghost Rider is supposed to be part of that, like Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider, um, who was supposed to be in this film. They did say that there's going to be two Ghost Riders in this film, though one of them is yet to be revealed because I think it's the actual MCU Ghost Rider. Um, but Nicolas Cage is going to come back to reprise his role. I did see something though because they're talking about Toby, Andrew, and Tom all reuniting in Secret Wars. Um, Now, if that's the case, when Doom is very, very powerful, in order for him to kind of prove that he's not just some pushover villain, that he is the villain, the stakes need to be high. And there are a lot of people believing that Toby's gonna die, and possibly even Andrew. Um, and if that happens, bro, imagine how because we know how we felt in No Way Home when he got stabbed and we thought he was about to die in No Way Home. Imagine him actually going out in Secret Wars and then he's just gone.
What if the way Andrew dies is something's wrong with him and he can't use his webs and he just falls?
That'd be horrible.
But out of nowhere, Spider Gwen saves him and it's Emma Stone. Hear me, listen. Tell me that wouldn't be cooking.
I want him to see Emma Stone again. That's what I really want.
Yeah,
I want her to show up. That's what I really want for him. Um,
I want to see Emma Stone too.
yes. Moving on to the next bit of news and rumors. This is something that I believe got me a strike on TikTok today, but we're talking about it on YouTube. You know what, TikTok, take my strike away. This is not bad. Anyways, so Doctor Doom's motive seems to be getting more and more clear for Doomsday. So we've talked before about how he's going to be like on a revenge tour, possibly going after Steve Rogers, but now it seems that we're getting kind of more of the reason why. So it's rumored that he is going to be after Steve Rogers because it's revealed that there was an accident caused by Steve going back in time, and that led to an incursion, which the incursion killed Doom's wife and his son, and it left him injured. That's why he has to be in his suit, and it drives him to seek revenge. And he's basically assuming the role of Kang, and he's going after anybody who's causing incursions and causing the time streams to branch throughout the multiverse because he wants it to be one collective.
That
So
is so
that's what it seems like it
crazy.
is now.
Look, obviously I've been rather vocal about the setup for Doomsday not being the greatest, but looks like it's setting up to be just. Now I do think at the end of it, Secret Wars is going to destroy Doomsday. I do. But I think it has a shot to compare with Infinity War, which to me is the best Avengers movie we've gotten. So,
I think I'm going to be bold enough to say it. I don't think Doomsday is going to take a loss.
I mean, the hardest part about that is they got to make like 1.1 to not take a loss. Oh
Well,
no,
probably
that's
even
not even
more because I don't
true.
know how much. But they probably need to make like two because marketing is going to be crazy as well.
Dude, they're gonna spend a buttload on marketing, bro.
And you got to think their marketing starts next month. It is literally a month from today.
You think we get a trailer?
We get a month from today when Avatar: Fire and Ash comes out. I need to watch the first two Avatars just so I can go to the theater to watch the Doomsday trailer.
Is that what we're doing?
I think it's what's about to happen because I'm not missing that trailer, bro.
So you don't think they're gonna drop it that day on YouTube?
I don't know. I could see them releasing it in theaters and maybe the next day releasing it on YouTube.
That's interesting.
So, there's going to be a lot of reaction videos next month.
Yeah. On his channel, I'm gonna react to it here. On the Nerd Bros channel, because obviously I don't do it on my channel, but that's exciting. We got some stuff coming out next month, man. December's about to be
I,
pretty cool.
Talking a bit more about the setup for Doomsday, I did get a little bit more information today. It appears that the events of Wonder Man and the events of Vision Quest are both going to tie in to Doomsday and Secret Wars as well. So I forgot, like, just because we're not getting like a bunch of setup in movies, we're gonna get set up in shows as well, which we did not have in the Infinity Saga because we never had shows then. We only had the movies. So we still there's a total of, including Doomsday, 8 projects coming out next year. Now, 2 of them are animated, so that gives us a potential of 6. I don't see the Punisher being one of them. I don't really see Daredevil being one of them. Spider-Man still has the potential. So we might have Vision Quest, Spider-Man, and Wonder Man, and Vision Quest. Sorry, I just said Vision. So those 3. Vision Quest, Spider-Man, and Wonder Man being our 3 more pieces of connectedness to add to Thunderbolts, to add to the Fantastic Four first steps. And even Deadpool and Wolverine's post-credit scene is supposed to be a tie-in.
Really?
Because there's like a whole portal scene at the end, and Gambit's supposed to be
Hmm.
in the film. So there's more setup than I think that we thought there's going to be.
Well, see, because now they're starting to connect. Like, originally when Deadpool was coming out, it wasn't supposed to be connected, right? Now it is.
No. Yeah.
So I think they're starting to branch these pieces in together and put them in the right spot. I mean, look, I do think they're doing it well, but I still think having to compare it to Infinity War, they're not gonna match that, bro. Because that setup was crazy,
I
and
think it's going to be
it's
very,
kind of a harsh comparison, to be honest.
that's a fair point. I think that it's going to be difficult to match the Infinity Saga with anything they do. Even the Mutant Saga, which comes out, they have a 10-year plan for that. I don't think that's going to be something that I think is going to be very well done, especially because Kevin Feige started with the X-Men in like the early 2000s. But the Infinity Saga is going to be very hard to match with anything they do.
When's the Mutant Saga supposed to start?
2028, when the X-Men movie comes out, May 5th.
You're telling me when that's over, I'm gonna be 38?
Yep,
You're
you'll be
gonna be
pushing 40,
37?
dude.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That is
So
insane.
it I think Dooms. I'm saying it every week until we get it. I think Doomsday is an underdog, and I think it's going to surprise people. I really do. I'm not scared of what's going to happen with it. I think it's going to do great.
Yeah, I'm starting to slowly join you on that optimism. So
We're going to break up the Marvel news for a minute. We're going to talk some Stranger Things before we go back to some superheroes and finish up with some Star Wars. So, Stranger Things. The first bit of news that I saw was Sadie Sink was quoted saying the Duffer Brothers did a good job of giving every character in Stranger Things the ending they deserve. And she went on to say, I think that's so important when dealing with something as special as the show was for all of us. When it's a decade of our lives, and it was important to give it the proper closure it deserved. And I think we all definitely got that.
yeah, that's I don't know how I feel about that statement. We every what you say every character gets an ending they deserve.
Yes.
Dude, half of them are gonna die. Is she saying half of them deserve to die? Like, you see what I'm saying? Vegna,
Yeah.
yeah, Vegna. Um, I really hate to say what I'm about to say. There's gonna be people mad.
Steve.
Oh no, no, I don't want Steve to die. But we're talking about like characters we are okay with being gone. Get Jonathan out of here, bro. I'm sorry. Jonathan
Yeah,
can.
dude. Team Stancy.
Yes, Team Stancy. That's what I'm saying.
Team Stancy.
Stancy socks. Team Stancy, baby.
Stance, if you're watching this, please sponsor us.
Team Neve.
Neve.
Neve. Nancy and Steve. Stancy. Stance socks. Stance socks. But with like Steve's face on half and Nancy's on the other. Stancy.
Stance, we would love to do a partnership with you, and you could sponsor the Nerd Bros podcast with some Stance socks.
Some Stranger Things Stance socks. That'd be sick. Y'all got some Ram
Oh,
stuff,
Nerd
you
Bros
know?
Stance socks.
Oh yeah, Nerd Bros. 100%. Dude.
But yeah, her take does not seem very good.
No, it doesn't make any sense partially. I don't know, man. I don't really fully know who I'm okay with dying because I know half the cast is gonna die. And it's kind of the whole thing about like how's it gonna end? Where are we gonna be left? Like
It brings me to the bit of news that I saw before we started the pod that I didn't tell you about. Um, the Stranger Things finale is going to be brutal. The
Mhm.
Duffer Brothers have hinted that many characters will not make it out alive. It says the Stranger Things finale is going to be brutal, and they confirmed that season 5 will be the darkest and bloodiest in the show's history, turning Hawkins into a full-on war zone. It says, yeah, it's going to be extremely violent. There's more blood than ever. The closer we get to the end, the higher the stakes. Everything is on the line now.
What if? Okay, now hear me out. The show started with Will getting taken to the upside down and all of them trying to save Will. What if the show ends and Will's the only one left? Will's it.
Well,
So then their sacrifice was to eventually be just for Will to be left. They all saved him, but he couldn't save the rest of them. That would be crazy.
the final episode is also called The Right Side Up.
Yeah.
So imagine that. Like, he's done with all the upside down and stuff, but it cost everybody. I can see that happening.
That's insane.
And the reason he's called Will the Wise is because he grows old and he's wise, and from all that he's learned, and he tells the story of everything that happened.
Do you think we'll get a time jump?
At the very end,
Yeah.
I don't know, and the reason I don't know is because of a comment that Finn Wolford said, the guy who plays Mike.
Mhm.
He said, he's like, he says, I think that it's a good time to end it right now, especially where it's at, and I think it's needed to end it here. He says, but I am very open if the Duffer Brothers want to do like a reboot in 10 years and bring us back and tell more stories.
Mm.
We don't know who's going to be alive, though.
So how good do you think the new animated show is going to be? Because obviously it's expanding the lore, but I'm kind of curious to see as to like what they're doing with it. Because it's Tales from what 90 or 85, or is it 83? Yeah. 85. So like, how deep are they expanding it?
Yeah. I think it could be pretty good, especially if it's made with the same quality that this show was. I don't want it to be something that's rushed and just to capitalize on the Stranger Things name. I want it to be like just solid. I want them to take their time with it, and I'm okay if we don't get a season every year or anything like that. I'm okay. Oh yeah, animated. Take 3 years between, whatever. But I think it could be really good.
I do too. I very much do too.
So moving on, we got 2 more pieces of Marvel news. This next one I'm extremely excited about. The MCU is planning on introducing their own versions of Doc Ock and the Green Goblin.
Which sucks because that means it's not going to be Willem Dafoe.
or Alfred Molina.
Yeah, but I think Dafoe is the more. If I could only have one of the two, come on.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
But they are old.
they are. Um, who's your castings? Who's your dream castings for this?
Doc Ock's tough. I haven't thought about Doc Ock much.
I
Green
have no
Goblin.
idea.
Green Goblin. We talked about in episode 1 of this podcast. We talked about who we would cast, and if I'm talking about the Goblin and not just Norman Osborn, because Norman Osborn, we talked about Matthew McConaughey. I don't think that's going to happen. But the guy who plays Homelander, Anthony Starr, I could see him playing Green Goblin.
Really?
He'd be awesome as that role, I think.
What about the guy who originally played? Um, I'm so lost. Um, dude, what is his name? Osborn's son. What's his name?
Oh, Harry? James Franco?
Yep. Could you imagine? I think that could be interesting.
I think it's going to be completely fresh.
You think?
They could do a Harry Osborn Green Goblin, though. It doesn't have to be Norman.
Right.
So, if that's the case, Timothy Chalamet.
Ooh.
I want him to be Harry Osborn.
Interesting. What if it's Kevin James? Or Matt, whatever his name is. That's definitely not. That's definitely Kevin James.
Yeah, it's not Matt Taylor.
Matt, what?
Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's Kevin James.
I truly don't know who my dream casting is for that. I don't
I got to
know,
give that some
dude.
more thought.
Yeah, that's a
Because
bit of a tough one.
we got to think, where are they going to fit in? Because they've talked about how they want Venom to be a big villain in this franchise, this series, and also Kingpin. Now, that kind of begs the question: are we going to finish this trilogy with Tom? He gets his third one, but in the third one, him and Miles are working together, and then Peter kind of retires at the end of, because that was a rumor probably 2 years ago now that Tom was going to have 3 trilogies.
3. So 2 more?
Like, so technically yes, because this one hasn't started. Yes.
Dang, so 6 more
So
movies.
yeah, so puts him through Spider-Man 9.
That would put
Will
him at
that
8
happen?
more movies. Because that'd be those 6 and then the 2 Avengers movies.
And he'll be in other
Dang.
things. Also, do you know that I didn't realize this? I believe that there has to be a Spider-Man movie every 5 years, and if there's not, the rights go from Sony back to Marvel.
What?
Yeah, it's in their contract. There has to be a Spider-Man film, or I don't know if it's film or project, but there has to be a Spider-Man project every 5 years. And if there's not, the rights to Spider-Man goes back to Marvel.
Do you think they get around that by using Miles Morales? Or does that not count?
Possibly.
Oh, you think?
I think that is what ends up counting for them, because but was it kind of pushed their luck a little bit because of how far they pushed back on Beyond. What's crazy though, there's been some major talk though about Sony selling it back to Marvel anyways.
I think I'd be okay with that. However,
So
I don't know, man. Sony's Sony's been doing solid. I can't.
only with animation. Their Spider-Man universe that they tried to make without Spider-Man sucked.
What do you mean?
So you have, okay, I enjoyed the first 2 Venom films. I didn't really like the third one. So you have the Venom films, you have Craven, and you had Madam Web, and there was so many other things they were going to make, and it
Morbius?
flopped. Morbius. I like Morbius. I don't care what any of you say. It's not phenomenal. It's a fun movie. I like it.
Really? I haven't seen it.
I had a good time. Did I go into it thinking it was going to be the best thing ever? No, and I think that's why I enjoyed it.
Hmm. That's the
I just had
problem.
fun.
That's the problem with Doomsday. Our expectations are so high, and if it flops,
See, that though is why I think it's an underdog. My expectations for it, because I hear all the negativity. I've heard the rumors, I've heard the leaks. I'm going into it thinking it's going to underperform, and I think it's going to exceed my expectations.
hmm. Yeah, I hope you're right, bro. I genuinely do.
But Tom having 9 films, I'd take it. But if Marvel does get the rights back, that means that they can make Spider-Man films more often and not have to wait so long in between.
I'm actually rather excited. Obviously, we know this, but I'm rather excited for live action Miles, bro.
I am too. I want to see Peter actually be a mentor to him and teach him. I don't want him to just have it for one film and then he passes it off. I want them to be together a little bit. And then I
Yeah.
don't want Peter to die. I just want Peter to kind of retire.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I'd
kind of
prefer.
agree. You think we'll ever see Tom's? That almost sounded terrible.
Oh my gosh, I know what you're about to say.
You ever think we'll see Tom's version of Peter Parker in in the Spider-Verse? Like you know how they had that big giant um what would you even call it? Realm, I guess, with all the different Spider-Man?
I
Think we'll
don't know.
no?
The only way I'm thinking it's going to happen is if Beyond is how they are going to join Miles to the MCU and then he sees Tom in that film. That's the only thing I think could happen.
Interesting.
Even though
Cause
Andrew
yeah,
says he wants to do Beyond.
well you gotta think they have done things to where they put a little bit of live action in the movies. So it
Yep.
could work. I mean, I'd be okay with that.
Also, a fun fact about Spider-Man. Do you know that Brand New Day is going to be the first Spider-Man film without Aunt May?
What?
I read that today. It's
Un-
crazy.
Until we get a flashback.
Her grave will be in it.
We might get a flashback. So that
So,
would technically kind of count. But
yeah.
yeah,
But the
that's
last
interesting.
bit of Marvel news that we have. Now, this one's pretty cool. We talked about how Black Panther just got announced last week and it's in development. Doctor Strange 3 is in development. It's moving on. I can see this might be what comes out beginning of 2027
Ooh.
or mid
Dude,
2027. The
I know
reason
most
being,
people. Go ahead, go ahead.
the reason being is because right now we only have one movie for 2027 for the MCU. So they're gonna probably add one more, and I think it's gonna be Doctor Strange.
Dude, most people weren't the biggest fan of Multiverse of Madness. Dude, I loved it. I loved that movie. So I'm excited for a third one.
The story. I'm gonna do a video about this soon, um, about Doctor Strange 3, but it's going to adapt the time runs out storyline, and I believe that in the comics that kind of leads into Secret Wars in some way. So it makes sense why they're doing it. I think we'll see more incursions, um, but I will say too, I don't hate Multiverse of Madness. Uh, I like it. I think it's fine. Was it what I wanted it to be? No, it kind of underwhelmed for me.
Really?
Specifically the Illuminati. I hated how
Hmm.
fast they got just chopped up. I understand how powerful the Scarlet Witch is, but I wanted to see more, and I don't think we got enough. But I like the film. I think it's a good movie. Do I enjoy the first one better? Yes, I like the first Doctor Strange better.
Yeah, not me. I think the first Doctor Strange movie was good, but that second one had so many highs, bro. Like, dude, and some of the random scenes, like them fighting, like Strange versus Strange, and like all the musical notes and stuff. I thought that was sick.
It was cool. I think my big thing about it was going into the first Doctor Strange. I had no idea who the character was. I just knew this was a Marvel movie. And I
Yeah,
think since I didn't know a thing about him and I got to learn all about him in one movie and like never didn't have any like frame of reference, I loved it.
yeah,
But that is in active development though. I think Doctor Strange 3 is going to it's going to do very well.
I do too. I do too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, finally we got some Star Wars news. A little bit of Star Wars news. So John Boyega says that he would return to Star Wars only if it's in the big screen, of course, only on the big screen, and if Poe Dameron and Chewbacca were involved in that project or film. Um, it kind of takes us back to the Poe Dameron, to the Oscar Isaac situation. It's interesting, and also to be perfectly honest, I think that whole thing is a little bit of. I think there's some lies in there because I think secretly he's involved in the Ray film. Or in some capacity he's involved with what's going on, whether it's the Hunt for Ben Solo, whether it's the Ray film, that new trilogy, Starfighter, if some of that stuff about Ray and the Jedi Order stuff is true. So I truly don't think Boyega's done. I did see a clip the other day. This guy was at a con and he was getting an autograph from Boyega, and he said something about Star Wars, and he was like, "Yeah, we'll see where it goes, and if I'm working with them in the future." He didn't shut it down, so I'm kind of. I think he's in there, and we just don't. I think he's somewhere in there. We just don't know. So
I like John Boyega.
Mhm.
I don't really care for Finn, but it's because of what they did to his character.
Yeah,
Um,
Jedi Finn, I think will be sick.
I enjoy Poe Dameron. He was one of my more liked characters of the film, for the trilogies. Um, and Oscar Isaac's a very good actor.
Yep.
I think that if Starfighter ends up having some connectivity to Rey's stuff, if it does, which I'm not for, if it does, I think that that's the project where Poe Dameron would fit in the most.
Definitely fits in the name. Yeah.
So I could see him being in that. We've even talked about that before, about how, him being a starfighter would be kind of cool.
Oh, 100%. I definitely think it would. I don't know about the Boyega thing. I think it was interesting to see how fast half of the fandom turned on him. Um, it was, oh, you don't like his character because of this and this and this. And then all of a sudden, when he talks about not liking the character, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I find that
It,
interesting.
it was poorly written.
Yeah. Um,
It starts off very cool, and then they
you
ruin it.
know, that's the you okay, so you know that 8 is my favorite of the trilogy.
Yep.
But there's two massive flaws with 8 that I will, and I'm not even going to talk about Luke, none of that. Ben's direction in that movie was bad, and we got Rose Tico. By far, worst two things about 8. Um, Flawless film. You ignore that part. Flawless.
Uh, Making Rey a nobody was stupid, and killing off Snoke was stupid.
Killing off Snoke was stupid, however, it worked for Kylo.
It worked, but it was dumb as far as storytelling went.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see what you mean.
So I will add both of those to that list of flaws. Because I do not like Aldo. Is that her name?
Oh, Vice Admiral Holo, yeah.
Don't like her character.
I wasn't a massive fan either. Um,
Ugh.
but I don't, dude. I really enjoyed all of the training stuff between Ray and Luke. I enjoyed it. I love Octo, dude. I enjoyed all of that. So
How you feel about Canto Bight?
Cantabite was trash,
Yeah. Eh.
trash. Um, Broom Kid was cool.
He is Mara Jade's son.
Yeah, yep. Mara Jade and Luke's son, Broom Kid.
Broom Kid.
You're out now, chat. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say on that one, bro.
Yeah. I'm not against it. I'm kind of just I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's interesting, but I'd be okay with it. Just because I do think that they could right the ship that was the sequels. Because as somebody that loved them, I'm actually able to be open and honest that a lot of people didn't. There's a lot of sequel lovers that act like, um, oh, there's just a small part of the fandom that didn't like it. It's not as small as people think. I think it's a large portion of the fandom, so at least I'm open with that, you know?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got some little fun piece right here. It's mystery
Let's go.
segment time. So Evan gets to rank, all right? But here's the thing. You're going to rank these 4 teams in terms of who could beat each other. So in a massive brawl, all 4 teams fighting, I want to know who would be the worst, who would be third, who would be second, who would be first.
Okay.
So remember, it's a brawl all together, like all 4 teams fighting each other at the same time. Which team's
Okay.
coming out on top, which team's getting taken out first, that sort of thing. All right.
Okay.
Team 1, we have Iron Man, Aquaman, Darkseid, and 11.
Ooh.
Let me know you're ready for Team 2.
Okay.
Team 2, we have Batman, Kingpin, Moon Knight. What in the world did I do? Wolverine. Team 3, we have Spider-Man. We have Daredevil.
Oh man.
We have Superman. And we have Jimmy Woo. Bro, I had to water it down a little bit. You know what I mean?
You just balanced Superman out so bad. Jimmy Woo. Wait, I just wrote Jason Woo. Jimmy Woo. He's a cheerleader. Oh my gosh.
And Team 4, we have the Joker. We have Miles Morales. We have Mr. Freeze. And we have Vecna.
Okay. This is it's almost hard to want to say this. Right now, I will say I don't think team 3 is going to be the first team down. I think Jimmy Woo will be the first person down.
Yeah. I don't know,
He's
though, bro. He got good at magic. All right. Look, it might be with, some playing cards, but he figured it out. That's all I'm saying. Not like magic in terms of that kind of magic, but
so right now these are some pretty balanced teams.
had to throw Vecna and 11 in there. Yo, I will say, instead of Jimmy Woo, I almost put Dustin, and then I decided on Jimmy Woo. So
At least Jimmy Woo has some training. Dustin doesn't even have his teeth.
oh my lord.
Ah, Is it bad that I'm like leaning towards eliminating Team 2 first?
Interesting. Really?
I think about it this way. Unless Batman has time to prepare for this entire fight, Batman is awesome. He's got all the training in the world. He's very, very intelligent. He's got all the gadgets. He'd be around for a while, but at the end of the day, Batman is human. And then you have Kingpin. Awesome mind, very strong. He's human. Moon Knight has the power of Khonshu. He's a beast. And Wolverine, it's going to take a while to take him down.
Mm-hmm.
But you have like telepaths on two teams, being Vecna and 11.
Yep.
And then you also have Superman, who it's going to be ridiculously hard to take that man down. He's probably a top 2 to 3 tier person in this entire fight.
And to be honest, I kind of feel like Darkseid is a monster.
Yeah, so if I'm being fair, as much as I don't want them to be taken out first, I'm taking out Team 2.
So Batman, Kingpin, Moon Knight, and Wolverine before Jimmy Woo. Look.
The team surrounding Jimmy Woo is so much better.
Whoa. Okay. So you think? Wow. Interesting.
Spider-Man, dude, if Spider-Man does not hold back, Spider-Man could kill somebody by punching them.
Oh yeah.
Daredevil can defeat the Kingpin.
Yeah.
Superman can kill anybody.
That's fair.
He won't, but he could. And Jimmy's gonna be hiding in the back shooting people, and he'll probably die first. But their team's better. So Team 2 is my first elimination.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Now it gets hard.
Yeah.
Because I look at the Joker. The Joker is obviously he's a big mastermind. Um, to be fair, the only reason I didn't eliminate Team 4 first was because of Vecna.
Really? Yeah. I guess
That's
that's
the
true.
only reason.
Joker. Some of them are whooping on Joker, bro.
Like Miles is sick, bro. Miles
Mhm.
is sick. He's got different powers than Peter does. But I'm not taking the OG going down to Miles. That's not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think Jimmy Woo's gonna survive again.
Oh my goodness. Jimmy
I'm
Woo's
taking out
getting
Team
carried?
4. Yeah, pretty much. Jimmy Woo was like the bench for the 2018 Cavs.
Yeah. Yeah. Bench.
Most of the team.
It was 11 of them.
Hey, you leave Kevin alone.
That's fair.
You leave Kevin alone.
JR carried his weight until game 1.
There's people thinking that the NBA Mafia had to do with that game, bro.
Like JR, not LeBron.
That This is totally off topic. We never talk sports, but there's people who think that there's I think 11 different people who are close to LeBron, advisors, assistants, stuff like that, who are being investigated currently about LeBron. That they've pulled 11 different people to talk about
Oh
LeBron
yeah.
being involved in the game.
Yeah, it's because I saw a thing that was saying it's because they know when he's hurt and like stuff. So they'll start
Yep.
placing bets early. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, of course, they're saying that's not LeBron. It's just people knowing insider information. So, but never know at this point, sadly.
All right. So let's talk about Team 1 versus Team 3 because that's where we're at. So if we're going matchups, obviously Darkseid and Superman are going to be matched up. That's who I think will be one matchup. To be honest, I think you have to put You're gonna have to put Spider-Man probably on Aquaman just because of strength. They can probably handle each other. Then that means that you put Daredevil on Iron Man. So that means Jimmy is getting killed by 11. So Jimmy is the first one to go for this fight. So now it's a 4 versus 3. I'm going to give the edge of the Superman versus Darkseid fight to Superman.
Mhm.
That's where I'm leaning on that. So Darkseid's been eliminated. Now let's go Aquaman versus Spider-Man. That is a tough matchup. It depends where they're fighting.
Yep.
If they're fighting near water, Aquaman might kill him. But if they're fighting with like places for Spider-Man to swing, he's got like tall buildings around him. It's kind of more of his. So it kind of depends where they're fighting. Overall strength, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think I might give the edge here to Aquaman.
Really
It's
interesting.
tough.
Mhm.
Bro, he's the king of Atlantis.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
he's a DC heroes are more OP than Marvel villains. DC's always been more OP. Hence Superman.
Yeah.
And Marvel's always been more grounded. Do I want Spider-Man to lose? Absolutely not. But I think Aquaman's gonna win this fight.
Wow.
So that means Iron Man versus Daredevil.
This is the deciding factor because you didn't even say the. Oh, you did say the other one, didn't you?
Yeah, right now. So basically, Iron Man defeats Daredevil, or if Daredevil defeats Iron Man, we'll have 2 apiece. So then we can kind of recalibrate, kind of see who's gonna win this. Um, Daredevil. Can Daredevil beat Iron Man? Yes. Can Iron Man beat Daredevil? Yes. Um. Oh, this is difficult. Like he trained with ninjas, bro. Iron Man is, in the words of Tony Stark, he is a man in a can.
Dude.
Got some sophisticated tech, and he can probably track Daredevil very well. But Daredevil also can always mask where he's fighting. If Daredevil could somehow take out his armor, hand-to-hand combat, Daredevil's winning. Um. Uh. This is difficult, bro.
Yeah, this is a fun one.
Because now we're down to the nitty-gritty. Oh, tough time with this one. Because you gotta think, I did not take my favorite superhero, period, against Aquaman. My second favorite superhero didn't even make it out the first round. And then we got Double D over here, who's like literally the second half of my heart. And could he defeat Iron Man? Yes, he. I honestly think that this is probably a 50-50 matchup. Um, and I kind of want to make things more even. So I think I'm going to take Daredevil over Iron Man.
Ooh, so now it's just personal opinion. Where are we running?
So, just so we can have it even, now we got a 2v2. So the first round initial fight between these teams have gone on. Now we're into the nitty gritty. I think you're gonna have to have Superman go against Aquaman just because of kind of strength level. Superman and Aquaman's gonna go fight each other, and that means Daredevil and Eleven's gonna fight each other. Daredevil's dying to 11.
You think?
Bro, she is a telepath.
Chat. He just said Daredevil's dying to 11. I like it, bro. Run with it. I like it.
So 11 right now is in the finale. Do I think that Aquaman's gonna be Superman? No, I do not. So that means the final matchup is between Superman and 11.
And we know what's happening there.
I think Superman's winning it, bro.
Yeah.
So it was close. Team 3 wins. The team of Spider-Man, Daredevil, Superman, and Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo wins. That is insane.
He didn't
That
make it to
is.
the end, but
He was dead
Superman
first.
carries.
Yeah.
Who did you think I was going to pick to win it?
Dude, honestly, I was leaning Team 3.
Really?
It's got 2 of your boys in it, bro.
Who did you think I was going to take out first?
First, I didn't think it was going to be Batman. I was probably leaning 4. But again, Vecna carries. I mean,
I'm not going to lie. If you switched up anybody on Team 2 and left Batman and put Vecna on Team 2 with Batman, I think that team's probably going to win it.
ooh, so you think like, just say for instance, we'll go Batman, Moon Knight, Vecna, and Wolverine.
Yeah, I think Team 2 wins.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah.
But, yeah, see, that's the thing, bro. I know they're 2 of my favorites. I didn't base it off favorites, though, because I was like,
Mhm.
I wanted to kind of let it go to the end. I'm not going to lie. Even if Iron Man defeated Daredevil, I think Superman against 11 and Iron Man and Aquaman, I think Superman's winning.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to beat Superman unless you're like Batman who has prep time. If you have Batman who has prep time and you put Vecna on his team, they're winning. It's not gonna be
Yeah.
like a landslide. They're winning.
Yeah. I was really trying to find someone to balance out Superman. So I was trying to find something crazy. I was thinking Dustin. And then, of course, I was like, let me go with my boy James E. Woo.
Dude,
Woo, woo, woo. That should have been Zack Ryder. It so should have been Zack Ryder.
the Woo team. You got Jimmy Woo. You got Zack Ryder. You got the Nature Boy. Woo!
Yeah, that would have been crazy, bro.
And your dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be the Woo team.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
They're
Yeah.
carrying.
Yeah, chat. That was a pretty fun one. Now we're excited to get into the main topic.
Look how ridiculous this looks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I
This
love
looks
that.
like the Upside Down, bro.
Bro, I mean, yeah.
The
Speaking
vines
of
of the
the
Upside Down.
So, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a little bit of Evan and Trey lore, okay? That is wild. That is actually crazy. You imagine we did a whole podcast like this?
Next week, episode 20.
So, after Bible study tonight, chat, obviously right now we're going into the ranking of the 4 seasons so far of Stranger Things. So after Bible study, we were standing around talking, and we could not figure out whether our lists are going to be the same or not. Like, genuinely, for a second, we were like, oh, they're going to be identical. And then we were like, I don't know. So I'm excited to get into it. If we
You
want to
guys have
go,
watched.
one by one, that's fine with me.
That'd be
But
cool.
go ahead.
If you guys have watched this podcast at all, you know that we typically have very similar lists. The clips just came out of our top 4 when we did the Fantastic Four week. We did the Fantastic Films segment, and we had 4 segments for Marvel, 4 segments for DC, and then 4 for Star Wars. And we all ranked. We both ranked our top 4 films in each. Um, and for each list, the only one that differed was our last pick. So
Yeah.
9 out of 12 was the exact same. But
Could you
there's potential
imagine?
today for us to be 100% or for us to be 50%. There's no other way.
Could you imagine it's 100% different?
It might be.
That'd be insane. All right, number 4.
So,
You go first.
number 4, my 4th pick for Stranger Things seasons. And I will say, I rewatched all of these like a couple months ago, so they're fresh in my mind. My 4th pick, my last place of seasons, is Stranger Things season 2.
Cha-ching. Stranger Things season 2 is my 4th pick, chat.
I will say, like a lot of movies in the MCU, like Thor: The Dark World and stuff like that, Stranger Things season 2 on me for rewatch was a lot better.
Yeah. It's been a very long time since I did rewatch it. I have seen it twice. Um, I don't know, man. It just really wasn't a big fan of Bob.
Oh, no, I like Bob.
I wasn't a big fan, bro. And of course with Stranger Things, every season has this new character. Um, he's my least favorite of the three main new characters that I can think of. One from each season. Actually, wait, there was another one and two. Never mind. Okay,
Yeah, bro. Like Max and Billy were
Max.
in season 2.
Yeah, she was
Just
my
the thing,
favorite.
I don't like Bob with Joyce,
That's
but
fair.
I did not want Bob to die.
That's fair.
I
That's
like
fair.
Bob. He was a good dude. And it was honestly very sad to see him die.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That season just it felt weird to me. So what were you talking about where you said there was the way a character acted? What was that? Because this was the one
That's
you were
the
talking
se-
about.
I believe is that the season where Will. Oh no, that might be season 3 where I'm thinking that. Yeah, that's season 3 is what I'm thinking about with Will. I will say with season 2 though, I don't like the whole storyline where Eleven goes and she's basically part of like a gang.
Yeah, I wasn't the
Don't
biggest
like
fan of that.
that.
What was that other character? Was it 9 or 5? I don't
It
remember. I
might have been 9.
think it was 9. Did you
I
see
don't
she
remember.
was at the red carpet for the premiere of this season?
I did not.
People are thinking she's in it. So,
Interesting.
yeah, definitely interesting. All right, you want me to go with 3?
Yep, go 3.
It was fire, but I had to go with Stranger Things. OG. Stranger Things 1.
For my third pick in the Stranger Things draft, I have to go with Stranger Things season 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I don't know. It's one of those things like phenomenal season. I mean, incredible start to a show. Obviously, it was incredible because we all loved it and kept watching. I actually didn't start watching until I think 20. Was it 19? I think 19 is
Possibly.
when I started watching. When did it come out? 16?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't start watching
Oh,
until.
it came out. Yeah, 16. Yeah, that's right. Because
Okay,
I remember I was watching it in. It was like after class. Like we got done with
same.
class early. I started watching it in class.
Wow. Yeah. So I didn't watch it till 19, but of course I fell in love with it. So yeah, man. I mean, it was great. It's one of those things where this is. I felt like 2 was by far bottom of the barrel,
Yep.
but then the other 3 were just incredible. And there's really not a wrong answer, to be perfectly honest.
I think what pains me the most, because I absolutely love season 1. I think season 1 it gives me the feeling of Stranger Things more than any other season does. And I
Yeah,
don't know if that makes
I
sense,
understand that.
but like I just feel like when I watch that, I'm like, this is Stranger Things. Now, what they've done with it since has been awesome, but I don't know, it just felt more 80s back then in season 1. It feels like they kind of like, oh, it went a little bit more out of just that small scope because they started doing stuff with these monsters, like sci-fi got really big. It didn't feel just kind of like it almost felt like a murder mystery in season 1 with like some supernatural elements. Now it's like,
Yeah,
so I don't know. I love how simple season 1 is.
I agree. I agree. Um, but of course, now that they're expanding the lore on season 1, it's making it look
Yeah.
better. Yeah. Go ahead, my friend. This is going to tell us This is it right here. Tell us all the marbles.
I absolutely think we have 100% correct.
Oh, you do? You think we're saying?
I do, and honestly, I'm not even kidding. I think that you can be interchangeable with your number 1 and 2. Even if you put Stranger Things season 1 as your favorite, I won't fault you.
I
But
agree.
I do think that that seasons 3 and 4 can be flipped either way.
Mhm.
Um, and with that being said, for my second favorite season of Stranger Things, it is Stranger Things season 3.
We have the same list, chat. Stranger Things 4,
Yeah.
number 1. Stranger Things 3, number 2. Stranger Things, number 3. Stranger Things 2, number 4. 3 is good, dude.
I th-
I have
I
no
think
problems with 3 whatsoever. Incredible, incredible season.
I think my biggest take about 3, I didn't think they were going to be able to top 3
Mmm.
until season 4 came out, and I'm like, that was insane.
Is that how we're feeling about 4? Like, do we feel like it's not going to top it, or are we thinking, yeah, it's going to just trump the whole series?
It might top it. It could be the best. To be honest, I think after we originally watch it for the first time, recency bias is going to be a thing. I could see us putting it as the best season, but kind of after time goes on, there's a potential where season 4 might be better. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, 4 was just so good, and I'm currently getting close to ending my rewatch. I think I have 7, 8, 9 left. Oh yeah, did you ever notice that it was so season 1 was 8 episodes. Season two's 9. Season 3 is 8. Season 4 is 9. Season 5 is 8. I found that a tad bit odd, but it's kind of cool. Yeah, I think season 4 is by far the best. It is absolutely incredible. Um, the whole thing, dude. It was interesting though how they're split up the whole season though, for the most part. I found that interesting. Although it was kind of like that in season 3, no?
I think I just cracked the code.
What's up?
So that means there's going to be 42 episodes.
Yep.
My prediction is that out of the entirety of the show, all 5 seasons, there will be 42 deaths.
Interesting.
I think it's going to equal up to 1 per episode when it's all said and done.
Total deaths, like everything, or are you thinking like big ones? I guess it has to
And
be everything.
yeah, it has to be everything.
So let's see. Billy. Ooh, do you think Will's dead? Like Will
By
actually
the
died?
end,
No, no, no. Do you think Will actually
oh,
died and Vecna brought him back to life? Like in season 1? Because that's a theory.
I could see that,
That'd be insane.
bro.
Insane.
Bro, honestly, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Dude, could you imagine if it is 42? Chat, I'm just saying, if it is 42 at the end and Evan hit that on the nose, dog.
I just pulled that out of thin air too, so that
Yeah.
was just random.
I will
But
say, there is a character that's not going to be in season 5 that I'm a little upset about. The boy Argyle, bro. Homie got shredded to just not be in season 5.
I didn't like Argyle.
Really?
I was annoyed.
I think he's funny. Look, I knew, so there was a movie, I forget what it was called, but there was a movie that he was in that was a comedy where he gets his thing chopped off. Anyway, and like he's actually in it, right? So when I saw that he was in Stranger Things 4, I was like, okay, he's meant to be funny. Like he's meant to be in here for comedy. So I wasn't taking him too seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that out of all of the seasons of Stranger Things, season 4 is the season that I dislike Jonathan the most.
Jonathan was annoying at times in season 4. I can agree with that.
I like him a lot in season 3, I believe. Season 1, I enjoy Jonathan. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember season 2. Um, but season 3, I really enjoyed Jonathan, and then you go to season 4, and I don't really care for him.
Yeah,
And I
that's
think
fair.
Steve gets better every season.
Yes. Yep. 100%. And all of that for him to die in season 5.
It's crazy too because I don't remember if we talked about this last week or not, but they literally were planning on killing Steve in season 1.
What? I don't remember us talking
They
about
were
that.
they were planning on killing Steve in season 1, but they fell in love with Joe Keery. They're like, we can't kill this guy. He's gonna be a favorite, and he turned out to be a favorite.
Absolutely
And
favorite.
and now if they do, oh man, the amount of tears is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so sad.
It is. Yeah, man, it's one of those things I don't really know. I don't know who I'm expecting to go the most. Obviously Vecna is, I mean, that's come on. I don't think Steve lasts.
Imagine,
I don't think 11 lasts.
imagine Vecna wins. Everybody dies, and the end is literally just him and Will ruling Earth. And the upside down becomes the right side up because they are ruling the Earth.
Chat. He's cooking.
Do I think that's actually going to happen? No. But that'd be cool. No, it would not. I don't want that to happen.
No, it would be a
I
cool
think
twist.
I think both of them are going to die. Will and Vecna.
I would say both of them are probably gonna. So you know how episode 4 is the one titled Will the Wise?
Yep.
What if Will dies in episode 4? Halfway through the season, Will's gone.
I
Ah,
think it's very possible, dude. I honestly don't. I think there's going to be a major character death in season 1 or episode 1.
episode 1?
I could see him doing a major one off rip. Stakes are high. I think it's episode 2 where they said it's the vanishing of Holly Wheeler. So they're gonna take Mike's sister.
How old is she now? Do we know?
I don't remember. She's definitely
I
she
guess
looks
she's
like she's
not
maybe
too old.
11,
Really?
maybe 12. Yeah,
I don't know though because maybe not that old.
she might be like
Because
10.
technically they're still supposed to be 15. So when they were
I don't
10,
because this takes place 18 months after the last season.
is that right?
Yeah, and they were freshmen, so they're gonna be junior, probably about 16, yeah, 15, 16 years old.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, man, I don't know who. Mm. I
Dude,
just
they were
really don't
ending
want
their
Steve.
freshman.
Steve cannot go in the first one. Steve cannot go in the first one.
I
Neither
think if
can
they kill
Nancy.
off Steve in the first episode, there's gonna be a lot of fans not gonna watch the rest of it.
You think?
People stop. First episode, Steve's gone.
Interesting.
There'd be a
Um,
drop.
you imagine they kill Max in the first episode? He just finishes it off. I don't know. I don't think they kill Max that early.
I do think it's weird that at the premiere, everybody wore black except for Sadie Sink. She wore white.
What the heck? They all die, but Max?
She wakes up from her coma and they're all dead.
Well, no, not necessarily because there's a scene of him carrying her. But that would be wild. What if at the end it's just Will and Mike?
Mike Will made it.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I was not ready for that. That is hilarious, bro. My goodness. That's insane. Yeah, I don't really know where they're going with it, man. But I can tell y'all, I think our ranking is solid. Definitely let us know in the comments what your guys' ranking would be. Um, do we do another one after we watch season 5?
Oh yeah. Well, we'll have to come back to it.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be
Then it's
okay with
probably
that.
gonna go 5, 3, 5, 4, 3, 1, 2.
We just come back and we're like, season 1, no, season 2, season 1, season
We
5.
we, we come back 4, 3, 1, 2, 5.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't really know dude. Some of the theories are cool for season 5, but I feel like it's interesting that I have no idea what's gonna happen. I have no clue, dude.
No, just
None.
because like obviously like Hawkins is gonna. I think Hawkins is going to very much look like the Upside Down because we talked about how it's gonna be, like, basically be a war zone. It's gonna look like the Upside Down. And I think the right when it becomes the right side up again is where everything is like vanquished. It goes back into the Upside Down, and I think that Hawkins returns to normal. Just who's
Mhm.
in it, I don't know.
Imagine this entire thing was Eddie's D&D. Eddie's D&D game the whole time.
If they bring back Joseph Quinn, I'll be happy.
How do you want him back? I think if they do
I
the
think
whole vampire theory thing, that'd be sick.
that's the most likely. I feel like there's no way he's alive.
Yeah, there's no
Um,
way it's Eddie. I agree.
my only thing is it gonna be bad? What if he kills? Oh, what if he kills Dustin?
He kills Steve and he uses the whole jealousy of Steve thing because Dustin loved him.
He's gonna try to kill Steve. Dustin saves Steve. He kills Dustin. Steve kills Eddie.
That would be wild, bro. That would be wild, but this is like the 4th time this pod chat. Evan's cooking. Evan's cooking, bro. Evan's got it locked. Evan's got it locked. If you smell.
Roll the clip.
Yeah. Yeah, chat. This was one of our shorter pods, I think, ever. Hour 18. But
Yeah,
it was jam-packed.
it was a lot.
It was jam-packed and it was fun. Very, very fun. Stay tuned for next week. We have some cool, awesome things for episode 20. Episode 20, man.
Episode 20.
We got to come up with a list. We do top
do.
10s. Top 10s every 10
Yep.
episode.
Top 10s every 10 episodes. If you guys are watching this, give us an idea of something you'd like to see for our top 10 rankings for next week.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for that. We're going to be in that 10%, bro.
Yes, we are.
That's exciting. That's exciting. We both have some content coming out this week, and obviously next week is a banger. Next week is what, the last one before we get Stranger Things?
Yep, Stranger Things comes out next Thursday.
Do we want to do final predictions?
We'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll do some final predictions. I can see us. I think we should do a couple different top 10s next week, and one of them I think we should do the top 10 Stranger Things characters,
I love that. I'm with it.
and then we could do something collectively for like our own stuff.
Right. So what we're going to do for the top 10 Stranger Things characters chat is we're actually just going to make one list because clearly we don't have any differences in our opinions. So
The definitive
Not really,
list.
chat. Not. No. I actually think that one might be a little different,
Oh,
especially in
absolutely.
rankings. I mean, I think we're gonna have a very similar 10. I don't think we're gonna have them in the same spots. I really don't.
Yeah,
So,
bro. My number one is Murray.
bro, mine's Argyle. See what I mean? No, mine's Yuri. All right, ladies and
Mine's
gentlemen.
Barb.
Mine's the Demogorgon. Ooh, you kind of have to have the Demogorgon.
Vecna's a character. The Mind Flayer's a character.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys did enjoy the Nerd Bros podcast, episode 19. Stay tuned for the content we got coming this week. We will see you on the next one, man.